morning. This video is for the 20% of black men who found it unfeasible to be led by a black woman, who thought in a crucial time that black woman would not do, who could only say, you know what, I've been watching her policies for 3 years and nothing has changed. Well, number one, they spoke to your ignorance, because you've never heard a vice president ever laying out a financial plan or any type of plan. They are literally on the ticket to go along with the plan that is in front of them. So that's number one. Number two, in the words of Tupac, you came from a woman, you got your name from a woman, and then you didn't respect a woman. That's ignorance. As black men, if nothing else, you should have been able to say, you know what? I have seen what a sister can do. I know what she'll do when she's backed into a corner. I have seen a black woman make something out of nothing. I have watched black women time and time again, no matter how much they are put down, that they rise like cream in a coffee. So if I'm going to place bets on somebody who can get us out of this, I will place it on a black woman. You can say, well, she part Asian. You can come up with all kind of schisms, isms, and mess that you want to. But the bottom line is that this really wasn't even about race, but it was about qualifications. Many are the black brothers out here who cannot even get a real job, a good job making any kind of money, because they have a record, because they are convicted felons. And yet you found it feasible to vote for a convicted felon who has also been impeached 2 times, who has disrespected America on so many levels. You name somebody, he's disrespected them. White women, black men, Asians, it doesn't matter, because he only cares about himself. And that's been proven. I guess you didn't believe any of the things that they were saying, and yet you found it feasible to vote for this man. Well, like I have said on every part of my social media, I love and I totally respect you, Michelle Obama. But in this instance, I'm going to take the low road. As I watch people and I see it unfolding and unraveling, unlike what you thought. You know, there are rappers that they say are out here supporting and laughing and celebrating because they didn't want to pay taxes. Taxes is just one part of your problem. So many of you live so foul. It's only by the grace of God and black women that you have not been caught, shut down, in prison, or whatever. But be not dismayed, because that you sow, you shall reap. So while you smiling and grinning and worrying about a few dollars, baby, your life, the life of your children who may not ever make it to your status. And money does not last forever. Let's face it, in our community. And some of these rappers are so ignorant, you don't know how to make your money last. AKA 2 quarters. First you lied 2 quarters when it came out, when you were being sued by a black woman, because you used her likeness in a video. You want to come out and talk about how you lease stuff and you really don't own anything. And in the next breath, during the 2016 election, you talked about how you didn't want to pay taxes, so you were voting for Trump. Which is it, liar? I stopped supporting you a long time ago. Back then, you and Ice Cube, who came out, Ice Cube, who used to stand for something, talking about F the police, and yet you gonna vote for a man or talk about we need to give people a shot and we need to do this. Oh yeah, go look up his video. He may have taken it down now, but I saw the whole video and I stopped supporting him too. His name used to mean something, and then in a twisted moment, his name meant nothing, and I no longer support him. Because if you don't have the foresight, the insight, and the intelligence to understand how politics works, if you refuse to study, to Google, to YouTube, I know half of y'all failed school. Okay, cool. But go back and look at a civics book and realize that decisions made now affect us for years to come. We spent our entire life, some of our forefathers gave their life to sacrifice to get us to where we are. And in one swell swoop, you just did not rise to the occasion with all of your ignorance and your illiteracy about how politics works. One of the best moments of my life was really understanding and listening to how the Civil Rights Bill was even passed. You know, when Dr. Martin Luther King led and they went up and they sat in the White House while President Johnson signed the Civil Rights Bill, they sat there, they had marched, they had done some of everything. And when it was time for them to pick their next campaign and what they were going to do, their leader told them, you know what? We've done as much as we can do in the streets. We got to go to the legislator. We got to take this political, because if we're going to have any action, any traction, we got to have some laws behind us. And that's what they did. See, some of you don't even understand the history that you always blow over, that you always talk about. I remember right before we heard about all the killings, right before Trayvon Martin and right before Sandra Bullock and all of that, I remember young black rappers saying, I'm sick and tired of seeing slave movies. It's enough of that. Nick Cannon, Snoop Dogg. In their ignorance, they thought that the slave movie was just about seeing us as weak. But it wasn't about seeing us as weak. It was about seeing the struggle and understanding the process. Because everybody, nobody is a sensation overnight. The Civil Rights Bill did not pass overnight. It's on the back of years of blood, sweat, and tears. And only until you respect the history can you even expect to have a brilliant future. You might have a future, but it won't be brilliant. And some of the actions that you guys took on Tuesday will set your children back. You need not worry, because those slave movies that you didn't like, oh baby, you're going to go grab for them, because you're going to need to understand how a people made it over. This is what happens when you don't respect your history. When you think you know everything and you think you know better, history is a repetitor. That's the reason they built our justice system on precedent. Let's go by the past, because the past is a great indication of what it's going to be like in the future. Check out your fashions. You see the little patchwork everybody's doing, the denim patchwork, light denim, white denim, dark denim. That is a product of the 70s fashions. And much like the 70s, you guys set us back in a way that you only the bad time, and only all the things that are about to come will you understand. Yeah, I'm still your girl, the queen bee of doing business better, because you can't do business better if you don't understand all the social, emotional, and economic factors surrounding it.